we're actually going to get started on SAP. I got my user IDs and all that good stuff. We're going to just go through this navigation exercise today, and then we're going to split. Shouldn't take a real long time. Just getting used to how the system works. Works a little differently than what I remember from last year. They changed everything. But with all that said, welcome. Just welcome. Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
So much better. Thank you. Give me some charisma. You know, I don't have much.
Neither do we.
At least give me that.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, we are going to do some SAP stuff today and start getting used to that. And the very first thing is a navigation exercise, but I want to explain a couple things before we even get started. Okay? It's in the week 6 folder, I believe. Yeah. I have provided the usernames and stuff for every person in class. Let me see if I can get this to show better for other people, but I don't think it will.
You click on that link, right? So when they have above all the...
Yes, but don't do it yet.
Okay.
Don't do it yet, because I want to make sure everyone understands why I'm doing what I'm doing and stuff like that. Everyone has their own user ID, and that's okay. And the reason I did that is so everybody has their own. If the person sitting next to you doesn't show up, you're able to still do it. You don't have to remember their password. It's not something that the previous exercise builds on the next exercise or is built off of the... This exercise isn't built off of the previous one. These are each individual exercises. If I was doing a case, that would be different. Okay? A case, you create a inquiry, and then you have to create a sale off of the inquiry, then you got to create the shipping and all this stuff. That's not what we're doing. We're just doing exercises to get an idea and take a look at how SAP works and the way that the reports look and everything else. Okay? So I provided one for everybody. It is case sensitive and it does require the dash. Okay? What's nice is you can do this on a Mac or a PC, but don't go and do it yet. Okay? What the heck just happened there? What on earth just happened there? That's confuzzling. Your password starting out is FSUWM468. You will all change your password to capital P, small ASS word 1. Why? Because if you have problems, it makes it easier for me to get in and look at your system to see what's going on. Okay? Also, it's just easier in general. So it's not something that someone's going to be able to log in as you and screw you up in that, because again, we're not doing cases, we're doing just exercises. There's a reason for that. I used to do the cases, but what happens is the case is built off of a single business. So everybody is doing stuff for a single business, and it was possible for, what's your name?
David.
David.
Yeah.
It was quite possible for David to use Zach's data. So, you know, you're doing a sale, and you do this sale, and you pick the item off of the shelf and get it ready for shipping. He can't do his assignment because you just took his merchandise. See? So it's really easy to do that by accident, and it just creates big headaches. And sometimes the only way to fix that is telling him, yeah, you got to start over. I'll give you a new username and password, or I have to totally reset it. So that creates problems. So instead of causing headaches and constant problems doing troubleshooting in that, we'll just give you the lay of the land instead. We'll give you these exercises you go through and you see, and you answer some questions and stuff, and it's good. When you're doing these, think about these in the grand scheme of things. Don't just don't just do them blindly, because you can just follow it step by step and not try to think about it one bit, and at the end of the day you get nothing out of it. But literally think about how everything's tying together. What functional areas of the business are you utilizing or taking part in by doing a sale? Where's it getting this information from, etc. Okay. So yeah, you're going to change the password. I've got to log in too, and because I got to 24, I'm going to be number 29. So I will click on this. Click on this again. Now the client number I provided is 423. The system is FS1. You shouldn't have to enter the system, but the client is 423, so you have to enter that. These two you don't have to worry about right now because it says via pop-up. You don't have to put it in. I always turn accessibility on just in case there's any type of it enables the accessibility for like handicap potential handicap functionalities and stuff like that, which you shouldn't have to select that any system should automatically have that stuff enabled. I don't understand why they don't, but that's besides the point. So then you just click log on, and then you're going to do what was mine? Mine's going to be FS-29. Yours will be the one that was assigned to you out there on Blackboard. You can go find that. And then your password, of course, currently is this. And then I click sign in, and it's going to ask me for a new password. So I got to put my current password back in there because it doesn't recognize that, of course. And then capital P, small ASS word 1. So capital P. I think I just screwed that up. And then just click change, and that's all set. And then continue. So now it's asking me for my username again, which is FS-29, and I should be able to use my new password, password 1 with a capital P, and it takes me in, and now I'm all set. Okay? And that takes me to this wonderful screen right here. Everyone happy now?
Yeah, we're in.
Yep. This is a shortcut menu, which this is everything you're going to do. That is not 100% what SAP looks like. That is a shortcut menu. If I go to SAP menu, now all of a sudden you're going to see what all this thing does. Sales and distribution, where's inquiry? Sales, inquiry. This is an example of what SAP is like. Very, very user-friendly. See my head nodding, yes? Yeah, it's not the most intuitive piece of software whatsoever, but there are ways of making it more efficient for people that are doing this stuff on a daily basis. A couple ways of doing that are through a menu like the system menu. If I go to system, I can go down to, nope, not that one. I did SAP menu. Why am I not seeing, did they change the way that works? No, it's right here. Okay, so they changed it. It is a menu up top. Extras, documentation details, display documentation or technical details. If I go to technical details, it shows me what I have selected. So we have S000LO. If I wanted to, I could actually access that sales menu by typing that in a search bar, what have you. Okay. The other way of doing this is that we can actually change the way that looks, and I should be able to go to settings here, display technical names. Okay, so by going to menu and then settings down at the bottom, I can display technical names. When I click check mark, the checkbox, I go to logistics, I go to sales and distribution, I go to sales, I go to inquiry, and you see that VA 1111, how it now added these codes. Those codes are something that people can enter as shortcuts to take them to very specific tasks that they do. Which brings me to a whole new concept, right? Just because you're having to do stuff all over the place does not mean that's the way SAP is for everybody. SAP is one of those things where you get to assign what people are capable of doing on the system. So if you're sales, the only thing you may be doing at all are the inquiries or doing a sales order or something of that nature, and you're only working with this area. Okay, so it's training, it's like job specific. Just because that has an accounting module and shipping and transportation, if you're in sales and you're creating sales and inquiries and stuff like that, that does not mean you're doing anything with the shipping, right? But whatever you do as a salesperson, inquiry-wise, creating a sales order or what have you, whatever you're doing actually does have an effect on other people, right? So I create a sales order and all this stuff, and it goes to shipping and transportation and billing and different things like that. And it triggers reports and tasks for other people in the industry. Because remember, all you're doing is you're tying all these functional areas of business together, right? So you'll get to see like a grand scale experience, but realize it's not as difficult as far as an employee standpoint, because you don't have to know everything. You would have very specific tasks, very specific components that you would be using. If I wanted to, which I'm not expecting you guys to do this, I could double click that, and in here I can actually search for an inquiry. And a lot of times when I do this, I don't put any criteria in whatsoever. Maybe I just hit enter. That was actually a bad idea. Sometimes you would have, let's search for an organization, and just click check mark, and it should pull up all organizations. I think. It's thinking. As it's doing this, what's going to happen is it's like when you search for something, it will literally pull everything up if you have no criteria that you put in. If I was to put FS in there, or a star S or something like that, just so you know, anytime you see an asterisk, it's a wild card. So the star symbol, that's a wild card. So if I was doing a search on my system for star.zip or something like that, it would find all files that were zip files. Okay, so it's just a wild card. It replaces anything. And it's stuck. Why is it stuck? It's thinking. There. Okay. I just clicked a different thing, popped up. So anyway, so because I left it empty, it pulls everything up. So if I scroll through, I should have, if I'm correct, well, they went past 60. I should have only had 60 for this account because that's all I asked for username wise. I needed 60, and they gave me probably, I don't know, 90?
101.
101? Okay, oh yeah, duh, thanks. So they gave me a block of 101. Well, each one of you is a initial user. Here's the thing, they show 36FS, so that might be your sales organization. Whenever it shows that way, that's not your username. When you log in, you need the dash though. So your username would be FS-36, but your organization is 36FS. Okay? Yeah.
I cracked my back real big, but I'm feeling good now, so.
You're gonna be able to walk when you stand up?
I think so. Sorry.
You're gonna be able to stand up to walk?
It was a little painful, I'll be honest, but
Okay.
I'm good now. I'm ready for SAP.
Okay. Whew. Everyone stretch, do some calisthenics real quick, wake up. Drink caffeine.
Professors had approved the instructions for,
We're not doing those yet.
oh yeah, I know, but I was just gonna say they're entirely different from the SAP, that we have like examples. But never mind, do something.
Sap. Sap.
SAP.
Are you on?
Oh, great.
Did you go back to the original link, close that and try it again?
Yeah, when, I was gonna go back to the link.
I wonder if they're not allowing it through Northwoods. You know, other people are in. Oh, I wonder if it has to do with, well, yours isn't working. You're on Northwoods, so it's 423.
It says that it's not following.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we're having a problem with it.
Beaver tournament.
Okay. We already changed the password, right? Yeah. So your password, yeah, if you try too many times, it might lock your account.
Dude, as soon as I hear people start talking about stuff like that, I go, oh boy, I wonder what problem Sunday they're gonna have today.
You live here.
Alright,
That's interesting.
let me call Sonny when I come
I don't
home.
know what to do right there.
Yep, normally I try to do it myself, I try to fix it myself with the knowledge that I have, and then if I'm not really sure, then I call.
That's what I do. A lot of the times I'm able to listen, it almost seems like when someone has a problem, say, someone's trying to connect something to the network, and they're doing everything right, I can't find anything wrong. I call the boss, and I'm like, hey, do me a favor, what configuration do you have on this board? It's like, oh, it's shut down, or configured for the wrong thing, and I'm like, can you configure it for a student, please, because they're trying to use it for a device, or they're having trouble with Wi-Fi, and I'm like, hey Sonny, can you ping this device for me? And he's like, yeah, sure. Wait, I can't see it. That's the problem. So then I have to go.
Okay, I will have to contact them. I don't know why it's doing that. And you're getting the same problem. Okay, well, I'll have to contact them because, yo, pay attention. Pay attention, this is actually important. I don't know why, if it's Northwood servers or what's going on, but some people are trying to log on and they're getting a bottleneck issue. If you're getting a bottleneck issue, that's simply because you might have this much bandwidth. So let's say that's 100 megabytes or whatever, and over on the other end, they have like 10 megabytes. So we might be needing 100 megabytes and we're only getting 10 or something of that nature. Yeah, that's going to create a problem. I'm going to contact our IT and theirs to find out where we're having the problem. Now, this lab has been having problems with the internet, so it could be that, and I'll be talking to them and finding out, okay?
All right.
You should be able to answer that question. Are you texting them now?
I'm about to.
Good. See if it's our end or their end. I was informed yesterday that there are no such things as network problems, that it's always users. And I'm like, no. No, that's not true one bit.
I was logged in and then it just showed me that. So I went in, changed my password, everything, I was still.
Yeah. Yeah, yesterday we were having problems. We used this room for a presentation, and what happened was it kept kicking us off.
Yes, this is room 111.
It just kicked us, Plaster 111. So yeah, it just kept kicking us off of even being able to show. So right now I've got it set up that I should be able to show all possible things inside of here. And that's not what I wanted. I wanted sales organization. Oh. Material company, purchase order. I shouldn't have to do that. Bear with me. I should be able to just do... I wonder if there is one for this. I should just be able to pull this up. Why is it doing this to me? Because this should exist. Oh, I'm getting an error besides that. What on earth is happening here? Well, obviously we got something going on here. And I'm trying to figure out what it is. This should not be that difficult. It should have been able to find it. Because I'm trying to display it. Let me see if I can find it this way. Oh, their system is something else these days. Bear with me. I don't know why it's doing what it's doing here. And of course it's thinking again. I think we're having some type of networking issue.
A little bit.
At the end of the day, I know this works and I don't know why it's not working. Because at the end of the day, I should be able to find the purchase order that I'm looking for. This is not the droid you're looking for. No message for value, blah, blah, blah. Well, let's do it this way. Let's actually, instead of searching, let's see if it does allow me to create. Okay, so it's not giving it to me. Bear with me. There's something going on and I don't exactly know 100% what's going on at this point. Huh. Exit. I know I can create.
Either of my bosses, then, one of my bosses last was online 10 minutes ago, the other one, about an hour and a half ago.
Maybe he'll come down eventually.
Bear with me, I'm trying to figure out why it's
We're
doing.
bearing with you, don't worry.
What's that?
We're bearing with you, don't worry.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure why it's doing what it's doing.
And that's why we make more than because you can't actually see your places unless we do a screen share. Other than that, probably make things more.
Did they created this, I wonder if they didn't populate the business.
They didn't populate everything entirely yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, if they didn't do that.
They're just being slow.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, I'm not,
Buildings on campus.
well, this doesn't have anything to do with that.
Oh, I know,
Yeah.
I was just saying to him.
I'm looking for, this should have actually, you know what, let me try a different thing here.
I saw that.
I just don't think it'll say.
There's absolutely nothing.
So you eat 4?
4 hours later.
Okay. Let me go to the actual doc. Did I put the old documentation out there? I don't think I did.
Is it the PDF file? That
Yeah.
Yeah, I could open it just fine.
Yeah, this is the right one. Yeah, you said that you thought that the file was different?
It's the application.
Oh, I know why. Yeah, I know why you think it's different. We didn't enter the same way that it popped up. I'm looking because they gave me the wrong client. Because this is the exercise. They gave me the wrong client.
Oh, that would make sense.
But that doesn't fix that problem.
Speed and let the game go by.
But it still doesn't fix the bottleneck issue. But it fixes why I can't find anything, because they gave me the wrong client. I've got to contact them. This is just, oh, I hate when it
That
does this
bandwidth
stuff.
problem, it doesn't really matter.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the bandwidth problem is still a problem. And right now it's trying to do something. Yeah, right there. So I'm out of memory again.
I know I got that.
So that did that to me too.
Yeah.
There is something else that I'm going to have to do. And don't be saying that. I haven't said go home yet. Hey, at the very least, we at least saw what SAP looks like today.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting somewhere.
Does that make you guys happy? Are you excited about this?
I'm excited to get to work. I just wish it worked.
Let me try something here.
I blame that, whoever created that, yeah, they gave them the wrong client.
Come on,
Yeah.
Rocky, fix your client.
Yeah, they're being so slow, you know? They're like, oh, it gave me the wrong client.
Oh, boy. That's fun.
Yeah, I know, now you can pop up a signal website. Oh, there you are.
We'll search something random on Google. Oh, that was
I'm checking something because there might be a different way in.
Picture of that.
Okay, all right, yeah, go ahead. Because that's never how I get it too.
Yes, okay, thank you so much.
This should take me in here. Yeah, they gave me the wrong client.
Time to give them a call, huh?
Yeah.
fractional credits only usually at the end of the semester. They're only for questions.
What a pain in the butt.
Yeah, that's to say the least. Oh, they definitely gave me the wrong clients.
I try to max out my key was my fun. I have a social.
Yeah, they were supposed to give me this client. Bear with me. New core.
But I don't know if we're gonna use it.
Well, not this week. I'm looking this week. I won't.
Next. See if they get it right this time. They're gonna hate me, but.
Hey man, all I'm saying is those true false
I guess, and I got the right one.
All of them were also choice. Hey, Ryan. Your stats. You can-
3 or 5.
I think everybody did.
Complete.
These three right here.
Okay, so we'll see if they get it right this time.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're going to take 5 days to get that back to me. Yeah. They gave me the wrong client. They gave me a fitter snacker. We're supposed to be using Global Bike. So the user IDs we have probably won't work, but they'll assign new ones and I'll fix that. It doesn't fix the bottleneck issue. I don't know what's going on there.
Waiting on a response from my boss.
And aside from that, that just totally put a kibosh to everything that we were going to do today. Aside from the fact that you got to see what SAP looks like. If you were to actually, let me see if I can go back to, I want to show you, because the Fedora SAP that is out there is different. And it's going to make more sense, hopefully. If I go this way, no. Let's see if it allows me in this way. It might not because of our issues, but anyway, those exercises will go this way. So you saw basically what was the, you guys paying attention?
I am.
No, you're not. You are not. Anyway, yeah, so it's not going to let me in there either. But the version that we saw is actually what you would see if you were working on an installed on-premises SAP system. So you go into Dow Corning or Dow Chemical and you access their SAP. That's their menu. They have changed it, and they've changed it to a point of...
Is this supposed to be so small, or is it entirely different?
What?
From an actual, like, if I were to go into Dow, I wouldn't imagine it would be that
Think about the
tiny, would
GUI.
it?
What?
For like a menu screen?
Oh, no, it's from the main menu screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what you would have...
Because they need to have more space to...
Yeah, this is exactly what you would see, because every one of these expands into multiple things. So even though it looks small, it's just because it's compressed into various functional areas and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
You'll never see a menu that's everything laid out unless you open it all. Yeah, you won't see it that way. But what you will see when we go into it is the fact that you'll see a screen like this where we're going to go into it a little differently. That's why I was, yeah. And it's going to be web-based, and the web forms and the menus look a little different.
Yeah,
Okay?
that's why I was so confused, sorry.
Yeah, it almost looks like, if you look closely here, it almost looks like a periodic table, right? That literally everything's broken down into buttons. Usability has improved a little bit, actually quite a bit, but it's still not the most usable piece of software. It takes training and everything to use it. So for what I was trying to do, you literally go through and you would have to click on the group that you want, sales and distribution. You would click on that and it would give you just the parts that belong to sales and distribution. So you would have one of these for inquiry, you would have one for sale, sales order, different things like that, okay, or purchase order. And then you would click on that and it would take you into basically something like what we were looking at previously. But the system's improved I don't even want to know. The system's improved a little bit as far as usability, but it's not perfect by any sense. People don't adopt it because it's easy. They adopt it because it's efficient and powerful. Okay, just like any other software. Sometimes we choose an application that we prefer based on ease of use, and sometimes we pick it based on the best system, right? For instance, you would use iTunes because you have an iPhone and it just kind of all meshes together. So you just stay with the same system. Well, iTunes is terrible. If you want a system that's easier to use and more friendly and stuff like that, you would download some other media player or stream through a different service or something like that.
Too bad they ruined Google Play.
They didn't ruin it.
What do you mean I can't download files anymore and then just listen to it?
Yeah,
I can.
yeah, they
What?
did. One of the new updates to Google Play Music, you can't just download and listen to music anymore.
You're lucky. Yeah, I can't just download.
I don't update stuff.
I try not to, but it's like,
I don't update anything. I'm like, no, you're not ruining my connectivity. I refuse. You say you're fixing things. Sometimes you fix things by breaking them. Sometimes you just, no.
they just remove, that's all Google does.
I have a Bose AirTouch,
Yeah.
and they run these updates, and all of a sudden it quits showing the time on it, and then the next update comes on, and there it is. Sometimes an update comes through, and you have to reconnect to the Wi-Fi and everything else, and it's just a nightmare.
Yeah, they integrated it into YouTube Music is what they did.
Yeah,
Oh, did they?
Uh-huh.
yeah, and I can still go through YouTube Music and download it.
Holy.
Yeah.
You could download, I mean, yeah.
But the problem is my experience with downloading music from them is, Anyway, I'll get into that in a second. Just so sad. You guys are like this group of people that are just, it took you like a matter of minutes of this class to realize that you could throw me off on a tangent. Only problem is I usually can spin that back around to class somehow. This one I don't think I can. Well, actually I can. Because the system merging the way it did was pretty much seamless for most of us. Why? Because it's based off of a database, a relational database. Boom!
There you go, boom. You're a genius.
It doesn't take much. So anyway, by next class, because we don't have class Friday, I should have the proper usernames to let us into this other system. And it'll look like this. And it should be more friendly. It doesn't fix that problem, but it should be more friendly as far as bandwidth because that one's 100% cloud-based. Okay. Follow me?
Following.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Because the other thing that happens on the current systems, I believe, you can still get to it this way, where you type in your client and stuff. And I don't know if this would let us get into there, but this is the actual installed system, and we have FS1 has this. We have 423. We have FS-29, and we have. So you can log on with a actual system that's not web-based. It still connects to the internet, it connects to the system, but it has an actual installed GUI. So there are multiple ways of accessing SAP, just to give you an example. So if you couldn't log in for Fitter Snacker using the where you were getting that error from the internet, running the actual GUI might be different. Also, this might actually allow me to see what I was trying to see. Of course not. Yeah, it's not going to let me. I wasn't sure if it would or wouldn't. I don't think they populated this. So, anyway, but yeah, so there is a actual installed GUI that you can use to access the system. Now the installed GUI might not actually go out to the internet depending on how a business operates their system, because SAP is this weird breed of ERP system that started off as a fully installed system where you had to buy servers and that from SAP. They would install them on premises and everything would be local area connection, that you would have a GUI interface or graphical user interface like this that would directly connect to that software on the service that's on premises. Okay. Then they added the cloud-based storage where you can just lease the system. It doesn't have to be on premises. They do it from their own server warehouse and stuff. And you would still use the GUI interface to access the system. So if I was to go to log off, if I was to go here, all of these servers, that would be an example of all the servers available for SAP for my business, and they could be all over the world, or they might all go through the same server as far as wherever SAP is storing my business. So I would only be able to access that. But in the long run, everything that you see going on the screen for our class is all web-based. Even when we go back to this concept here, when we go back to this GUI that we're going to end up dealing with, this is cloud-based 100%. And this is the newer version of SAP. Just because there's a newer version of SAP does not mean that all organizations are changing to that. I guarantee you Dow probably isn't going to just jump right into this. They would have to go over a period of time to change, because it obviously looks like it's going to change some of the processes, or at least require training. So anyway, so that's the direction we'll be taking in some sense. Actually, let me see too. Well, I can't look. I was going to take us out and see if I could actually pull up the previous, because I taught it this summer and we used this version, and that's what I thought we were supposed to be getting. And so I ran this. Yeah. Anyway, I was going to see if I could log in, but I can't probably, because that's already passed. So, but at the end of the day, yeah, we will be using it in this format, which is the newer format, and little easier, not much. Definitely a learning curve compared to if you use the old system. So, but yeah, multiple ways of dealing with it. Believe it or not, SAP has legacy systems out there. We talk about legacy. Did we talk about legacy systems?
Yes.
Yeah, so concept that you already have systems in place, and they're outdated and antiquated, but you keep supporting them because it would cost you a living fortune to actually upgrade to something like SAP or Microsoft Dynamics or anything like that. So that's a long haul. That's an overall big, hairy, audacious goal for your business. So yeah, multiple ways of going about it, but at the end of the day, you might choose not to do any of it simply because it's very problematic to even get to a point that you have new problems. And those new problems being that your sales processes and your business processes had to change to match what SAP is doing, and that just, the amount of training and everything else to do it is, it's problematic for a lot of organizations. They don't have the resources. So, but next class, we'll have the bottleneck issue solved probably, or it might not be as big of a deal because of going through this GUI instead. I don't know how that would make much of a difference, seeing as you're still connecting in the same servers, you're just doing it with a different graphic user interface. So my guess is that we'll still run into that bottleneck problem if it doesn't get resolved.
I texted my boss, it'd probably be fixed by next class period if you put in a ticket.
If I put in a ticket, I shouldn't have to. You should put it in for me right now. You want to pass my class?
I technically am off the clock, I'm in class.
Yes, but he's doing me a favor. There's a difference.
You
Your
can call the help
ticket.
desk and they can do you a favor. I can talk to the help desk about it if you want.
I'll contact him if I have to.
Don't contact them after 6.
After 6 today?
Yeah,
Why?
I get off it.
So you need him to put it in your head.
Yeah!
Yeah, see? You're,
I'm off the clock too.
Got another class after this?
What?
Got another class after this?
Nah, I started to.
Oh, so in an hour you can call the help desk.
Yeah, she's going everywhere, just like you were doing.
my day just changed. I know what I'm doing at 2 o'clock.
What's the problem? Is it that?
No, not that.
No, it's,
It's the network.
Like the Wi-Fi?
I don't know if it's our problem or if it's their problem. And it wouldn't be the Wi-Fi, it's actual
It's
network.
the Ethernet, so a ticket would have to be put in and my boss would have to do something about it, because I can't do anything like that.
Huh?
Go to Blackboard.
Well, it's not a Blackboard problem.
Well, you can submit a ticket through Blackboard though.
Hmm.
Do you even
yeah, right here.
Oh, no, I don't do it this way. I don't do it that way. I'm one of those people that breaks the rules and changes the process. I'm the one that goes over to
That's where
the
you
help
said-
desk and says, hey, can you do that for me?
That's
And they're like,
where
okay, I'll do
my
it.
tickets come from, people who are trying to.
Yeah.
And I'll make you think that you're the most important person on this planet during the time period that I need you to do something.
I'm sure you click on
You'll be
it.
able
Oh, yeah, right there.
He's gonna fill it out
My
where he
email address,
Yeah.
same for him.
That's very easy.
What's your phone number?
That's
Preferred contact number.
989
Very user friendly for them, and it
837
makes everything nice and organized.
4109.
Yeah.
So we want something, almost all Ethernet.
That's not my phone number, that's my office.
What's the problem? Ethernet?
It says bottleneck, that we have a bottleneck when we're trying to connect to
I scroll down the service request to what port they need activated, and then I just go do it.
the SAP servers.
Yeah, very simple.
Does anyone,
Admin Wi-Fi?
I'll be like, oh, that's
Or are you on Ethernet?
okay.
well, this isn't Wi-Fi.
Ethernet?
Yeah, this is Ethernet, yeah. I think we'd have the same, well, they're on Wi-Fi on the student side and they can't do it. So they probably have my guess is that they're blocking some type of traffic.
That's what I thought.
That's fair.
It's like, yeah, blocking traffic.
You know, we got a cybersecurity issue.
No, it's.
What's
yeah,
the name on the machine?
All of them?
So it's between.
That,
all
the whole
of
room.
them.
Yeah, it's not, the thing is that, my guess is that it's a campus-wide thing.
Ethernet.
We're in Plaster 111, and multiple students had the same problem, but also, we have 2 students in here that were doing it via Wi-Fi that had the same problem.
So it's a student problem, not an employee problem?
No, it's both.
This student help desk
It's
ticket is
definitely
very
all
use costed. He needs a better
I would
option.
sell our fault. Yeah, between IT, networking, get rid of.
See, this is one of those things where I might be better off contacting Davis
Yeah.
and saying, hey, Davis,
The heck?
we're having an issue. I can't explain it through your stupid forum.
Did you try restarting your device?
Oh, boy, here we go.
Does anyone have something heavy? Because this is not heavy enough.
It's red. It's red. It says, please
We got the chair right there, that's
I think
got some more.
Gotta be honest, Casey'd probably ask you.
No, you don't lift chairs in that at this school. Not even jokingly. We got rid of someone for doing that.
Asking questions. Well,
Something happened where students weren't paying attention and some